to. Sometimes it's just about doing a couple of things you wouldn't want to do on a normal day, but just because you want to achieve some kind of goal or purpose, you will have to do this thing with no complaint, swallow the pain, be consistent, be disciplined in doing it. At first, I was so obsessed with watching those motivational YouTube videos tagged must watch, powerful, you name it, with that deep voice from behind telling me I could do this, I could do that, I should be consistent, I should work hard, a lot of things. And after watching those kind of things, I felt so much elevated in spirit. I could start or continue with whatever I needed the motivation for. But after some time, I realized something which is very, very important, and that is what I'm going to share with you today. That is, you do not need motivation to keep you going. You might probably need it to get you started, depending on the kind of person that you are, but down along the road, it's a different kind of thing altogether. It's a different story. You do not need motivation anymore. It's something else totally. What those kind of motivations does to you is that it makes you feel more like a superhuman. You tend to invest much energy into things, and within a couple of days, you are just exhausted. You wouldn't like to continue anymore. And that actually leads you to have a lot of uncompleted missions and opens the doors for excuses. That's where we tend to see a lot of people giving excuses that maybe today I'm just not motivated. That's just the reason. I'm just not motivated, so I'm not going to study for this week. I'm not going to exercise for this week. I'm not going to do a lot of things just because I'm not motivated to. Now, the alternative to motivation, which is something very simple, and that is discipline. A disciplined soul is hardworking. A disciplined soul is very consistent. A disciplined soul does not need any external voice in form of motivation to just keep you going or excite you or whatsoever. My personal story with being disciplined was, before I learned to be disciplined, I solely dependent on motivation to start whatever I want to, or felt like motivation could keep me going with whatever I wanted to. So I watched this Instagram reels where I see a lot of people exercising, making vlogs, exercising, jogging, or maybe doing some study with me videos. So that's actually got my attention much, and I would like to do the same thing that they are doing. So I started off going for jogging at dawn. When I just wake up, pray, I just go to jogging, or I find some time, a very long time, sit behind my book and just try to mimic what I see in this video, those study with me videos. Try to sit down for long hours and study. Later on, I realized all this kind of things sustained me for just a week or two. Later on, after realizing discipline was actually the key thing, I switched from going to jogging at dawn to the evening. So before I go to bed, I wear my shoes, I go out, I go to jogging. Despite how the day went, whether it was a good day, it was a bad day, I don't care. I don't need anyone to just come and tell me anything. I don't need any headset, any earphone to listen to some sound or some motivation. I just go, just roll like that, just trying to develop some intrinsic motivation inside of me. That actually helped me a lot. I could continue with that for a month or two rather than subscribing to motivation, which only lasted me for a week or two. Achieving your goals is not always about doing things you really want to. Sometimes it's just about doing a couple of things you wouldn't want to do on a normal day, but just because you want to achieve some kind of goal or purpose, you will have to do this thing with no complaint, swallow the pain, be consistent, be disciplined in doing it. Learn to sit in an empty space, an empty room, and generate your own power within, generate your own motivation. Start off whatever you want to do with no complaint, with no stops. Be disciplined, be consistent. You do not need motivation to keep you going.